the hill for the first time. There is the problem that I anticipated. A carambolage, and it's Derek Warwick who is involved with it. It is Elio De Angelis and Patrick Tombe. Both Renaults in trouble, and Riccardo Patrese, and Warwick has obviously bashed his left leg, whereas in the French Grand Prix it was his right leg. Disaster for the Renault team right at the start of the race. Now they have cranes here, they'll try and winch them out of the way. Alain Prost, after a superb start, has got away in the lead. It's Nigel Mansell second, the two Ferraris third and fourth. And as they go into the tunnel for the first time, it will be to meet the watered road surface, which has had heavy water laid on it. And Tombe is in trouble with a leg injury as well. Obviously, both Warwick and Tombe have got hurt legs, and disaster for the Renault team on lap 1.
Yes, what a terrible tragedy for the Renault team in what, for them, a home Grand Prix, and really sad because they've had their trials and tribulations this year. Prost leading here, Mansell going deeply. Prost made a wonderful start. He got the grip just right, moved the car off the line, and was fortunate to get it moving. He did his job, and we didn't see exactly what happened. We may be able to see on an action replay in a moment, which I'm sure they will show us because they can record from other cameras that we didn't see. And it's surprising that in the wet that both the Renault drivers should have been hurt. Hopefully not seriously, because they're going so slowly that that's Derek Warwick standing there, looking pretty unhappy after his accident. He looks like he feels that it wasn't his fault. Somebody may have hit him. Marshall just asking if his leg's all right. But really a tragic start for Renault.
Prost leads Nigel Mansell in second place with a sizable gap after Nigel Mansell. They go roundabout. The cars have been craned away, the two Renaults of Tombe and Warwick, and that is a real credit to the organisational efficiency here. And in third position, at the end of that first lap, it was Niki Lauda who had come up from his 8th position on the grid into third position in the race. So the McLarens are first and third.
Yes, and Lauda was quickest in the wet in the warm-up today. I was asked a question earlier today by a fan who was wondering about the Lauda's attitude to the wet after he pulled out of the Japanese Grand Prix in 1976. The wet, I think that I was confidently telling this person that I thought he would race, and he would race hard, and it would appear that he's doing that. So Alain Prost leads, Nigel Mansell second.
And it's a Ferrari in third position because there's been a change. It's one of the two Ferraris, I suspect that of René Arnoux, and we'll check as soon as we see him come, whoever it is, come into sight as they come out of the chicane into the left-hander at the back into the swimming pool section. And that is Johnny Cecotto, who has joined apparently the retirements. Cecotto, the Venezuelan driver of the Tolman. Now look, there is the Ferrari. It is René Arnoux in third position. It is Michele Alboreto in fourth place. It is Niki Lauda in fifth position. And it looks like Kenny Rosberg sixth. And here's the replay of what happened on lap 1.
Now, hopefully we can see, well, that we didn't really see, but it looked to me, now which Renault is that spun first? The one on the left, and that's Derek Warwick. So it looks like Warwick spun and lost it. Tombe came around the corner and was actually minding his own business, but couldn't avoid it, made contact, and there was a traffic jam. And what that traffic jam in fact means, which will not please Alain Prost retrospectively, because it rather decimated the field and spread it out a lot, and which means that Prost will be having to lap back markers sooner than normal. Now the other thing that's going on here, as we sit, we're on the pit straight, and just before Sanderbock corner, and I've seen drivers braking and then coming off the brakes and back onto the throttle, simply because they can't see where they're going and they're not quite sure where they are. And it's that difficult for the cars down the middle of the field. The visibility here, now it's 5 seconds since the car's gone past here, and I still can't see more than 40 yards. I've got about 40 yards visibility.
And there's an enormous amount of misfiring. I think there's going to be a lot of retirements from this race. The two Ferraris are together. There is Nigel Mansell in second place, and we are now on lap 3. That is the race leader, Alain Prost. Nigel Mansell is second. The two Ferraris of Arnoux and Alboreto, as you see, are third and fourth. Niki Lauda Keke Rosberg, driving a misfiring Williams Honda, is in 6th position as the race leader Alain Prost comes round towards the swimming pool again. And really, if Alain Prost can just pace himself and take it easy and control the slides of his car, he is going to be all right, because they are going to have the greatest difficulty in getting past him. We have a complete power failure now at Monaco, just to compound our problems. The pictures have totally disappeared. I hope that you are getting one. Meantime, we are going to revert to the good old-fashioned steam radio commentary, and as we wait for the leaders to come through on lap 3 in this, what will be a 2-hour race, and it is in the lead, Alain Prost. In second place it is still Nigel Mansell. There's a long gap now before the Ferraris appear. The race is dominated by those two cars. Then it's Arnoux third, Alboreto fourth, Niki Lauda is in 5th position. In 6th place, and there's another long gap, is Keke Rosberg. 6th is Rosberg, 7th is Manfred Nicolov, 8th is Ayrton Senna, 9th is Jacques Lafitte, and in 10th position with another long gap as this field spreads out is Stefan Bellof. Stefan Bellof has come up from 20th to 10th position in 3 laps, an incredible performance. Jim?
Yes, he's our man to watch. The Tyrrell is a very manoeuvrable car, lighter than the turbocharged cars. We called it before the start. He was very quick in the warm-up this morning, and Bellof, who has shown considerable depth of talent this year as a driver, is really going for it. And Niki Lauda has now taken Michele Alboreto for 4th place. So the McLaren domination, and there we are, we have pictures back now. I hope you have them all the time. But that, I gather you did have pictures. Well, lucky for you, unlucky for us. But there's Niki Lauda going away from Michele Alboreto, with his next challenge being to catch and pass René Arnoux in the other Ferrari. And sorry about this, but we've lost our pictures again. So we'll try the radio style commentary, and just jolly well hope that you can correct us if anything's wrong.
Well, the story then, obviously, is that the old fox, Niki Lauda, is starting his charge in a beautifully balanced car on very good tyres, which are absolutely right for today's conditions, as we wait in the pictureless position here on lap 4 to see Alain Prost go through. Now, the gap between Prost and Mansell is 2.5 seconds. Nigel Mansell holding on magnificently, and there's a long gap between Mansell and the 3rd place man Arnoux, 9 seconds, but between Arnoux and Lauda, who is 4th, ahead of Alboreto, who is 5th, is only 2 seconds. Keke Rosberg is still in that 6th position, Winkelhock is still 7th, and Senna is still 8th. In 9th position is Jacques Lafitte, and now I wait. What happened to Nigel Mansell coming up the hill? He loses it, as you see, flings on left lock, the car spins round, Nigel looks, there's nothing he can do about it. It must have deranged the right rear suspension, and you can see for yourselves that it's damaged the wing as he drives away, only to spin out later again at the right-hander approaching the Mirabeau, and Nigel Mansell's race must surely be finished with Alain Prost. This is the replay of Mansell going on into Casino Square, and that was on the 15th lap in the race, which is going to be over a 2-hour time. And we look down the perfectly clear hill now with Alain Prost back in the lead with Niki Lauda second, with Ayrton Senna now in third position. This is quite sensational, and I do use that word advisedly. Prost has gone through, the rain is bucketing down, Nelson Piquet is out of the race, and we really are not going to get very many finishers because Alboreto has gone past me with his Ferrari misfiring very badly indeed. Now there is Arnoux, that is Keke Rosberg, there is Stefan Belloff, and on lap 16, the order then is Alain Prost leading, Niki Lauda is second, Senna is in third place, Arnoux is fourth, Rosberg is fifth, and in sixth position is Stefan Belloff.
Well, the men to watch, it would seem, are Ayrton Senna and Stefan Belloff, both of whom have already growing reputations for being very talented, very, very quick drivers indeed, and the wet seems to have given them their chance. Belloff is in a car that is well suited to the conditions, light and more simple, doesn't have the power, but that doesn't matter so much in the wet. It's negated by the fact that the more powerful cars just spin their wheels. Belloff has come, incidentally, from the last place on the grid, and of course Ayrton Senna, who's shown a really remarkable, prodigious quantity of talent in his driving so far, coupled with a certain lack of experience and a headstrongness, is really showing, driving a very mature and remarkable race so far.
And we're on lap 17, as you saw Lauda's car go through, followed by that of René Arnoux. There is Keke Rosberg, and we're waiting for the leaders to come through at the end of their 17th lap. That is the distinctive green Alfa Romeo of Riccardo Patrese. And I'm going to be very surprised if more than about 6 drivers finish this race. Prost is through in the lead. Now you see Senna closing right up on Niki Lauda, who is second. I think we all expected to see Senna do well this season. I don't think we expected to see him do as well as this. I talked to him about 5 minutes before the race began. I asked him if he was optimistic about his chances. He said he had the right tyres, the car was going well. That's René Arnoux in fourth position. And funnily enough, Senna is benefiting from the fact that he has less horsepower than Lauda, because you can't use all the horsepower in this race of a turbocharged car.
Well, certainly the news, this is a terrific lift for the Clubman team. Their new car is obviously going very well, but whilst the driver can't drive it if he's got a car to sit in, you must say this is credit to the exceptional talent of Ayrton Senna.
Now let's just watch it. On lap 18 in this 2-hour race, Prost is back in the lead with Mansell out of the race, and you see the battle developing now for second place between Niki Lauda there and Ayrton Senna, with René Arnoux in fourth position. Is it still going to be like this in a few laps' time? We'll let you know.
What a shame for Nigel Mansell, back with that race shortly. We're leaving it for the big event taking place in France today.
So Senna is showing now Niki Lauda his front wheels, but Lauda, of course, is not about to move over under any circumstances at all. Prost has gone through, and that is the gap between the race leader, Alain Prost, and this battle for second place between Lauda in the Marlboro McLaren and Senna in the Tolman, as they come round the Rascasse, out of it, and up the finishing straight. Out of the Rascasse now, and Prost has gone through some 24 seconds ago already. And there is Arnoux, with behind Arnoux in fifth position, Keke Rosberg, and Senna challenging for that second place, and he's taken it. A magnificent bit of driving by Senna, who's now in second place.
Yeah, that was absolutely marvellous. Senna went round the outside of Lauda into the Rascasse, and that was brave and skillful.
Brave and skillful indeed. Senna now pulling away from Niki Lauda, and I will keep a stopwatch on the gap between Alain Prost and Ayrton Senna.
the pit straight now, but that's slightly curved and they won't be able to use full power, so the Senna is using a lot of throttle control here. Nicky's hugging the inside, which is the correct line, and Senna's going the long way round him. And Ross will no doubt be informed on the very next time he passes the pit that the Senna is in second place and looks capable of catching him. So this puts a lot of pressure on Prost suddenly. His 24-second plus lead looked pretty comfortable before, but it's going to feel jolly uncomfortable to him now.
Lap 19. Prost leads. Senna second. Lauda third. Just behind Lauda now, Arnoux is closing up. He's got Keke Rosberg right behind him in fifth position, and Stefan Bellof is right with Rosberg in sixth place. We could yet see an even more dramatic development with Bellof closing up. Now look at it, here it is, there's Lauda, there's Arnoux, there is Rosberg, and right behind him in sixth position is Stefan Bellof on this, now the conclusion of their 19th lap. Arnoux, Rosberg, Bellof. Stefan Bellof has got at the very most 450 horsepower from his Ford BMW engine in his Tyrrell, whereas Keke Rosberg has got some 650, but that's a disadvantage and not an advantage in today's weather conditions. And Bellof now going into Sandervot, Arnoux fourth, Rosberg fifth, Bellof sixth.
Yes, that's particularly the advantage is accentuated by the fact that with a normally aspirated engine, without turbocharger, he has no throttle lag.
Being won by Alain Prost, points would be awarded, and it might conceivably mean that, as in the French Grand Prix a couple of years ago, the race will be restarted later when hopefully the conditions have improved a bit, although I can't see much likelihood of them doing so. And out is going the red flag. The race is being stopped. There's an official in front of me with a red flag. The Monaco Grand Prix is going to be stopped.
And I was about to say that I felt that Prost had a very big advantage being the lead as a Frenchman when the conditions got this bad, because it is French officialdom, and I think if they stop the race, Tolman and Ayrton Senna will have a very, very reasonable grudge as he goes through catching Prost hand over fifth. And I think that this is what I would call French timing. To be as polite as possible, it does seem to me a bit wrong. And Senna could catch him, but he's got the Ferrari in the way.
Well, there goes Prost into the Rascasse corner, chased by Senna in second place, just about 2 or 3 seconds behind him now. There's an official right